The easiest way to identify if somebody is going to betray you or not is simply based on, are they strong or weak? On a long enough time frame, weakness will betray you. Every single time I have ever been too gracious to a weak person, I was betrayed. If you are friends with somebody weak, they will betray you. And it doesn't matter what they have a weakness for. If they have a weakness for gambling, they will steal your money. If they have a weakness for women, they'll try and sleep with your ex. If they have a physical weakness, then you cannot rely on them. So one of the best things about being rich is curating your life absolutely. And when you curate your life, by extension, you have to curate the people you spend time with. It's very difficult for you to keep the exact same people you currently spend time with and change your life. Because you either have to elevate these people along with you, many of which are not capable of elevation, or you would have to suppress certain qualities within these people, even if you believe it's for their own good, and you would be resented for it. So when you change your life, the people you spend time with has to change. But I will argue that when you become monumentally wealthy, and every single person who is tuning in right now, I believe has the potential to be extremely important and extremely wealthy. I believe in you, which means your mind is susceptible to my lessons. And I explain to you very openly and honestly how to win in the world, because I am a winner. When you are broke, you are forced to exist amongst people you don't want to exist amongst, to talk to people you do not particularly like, to work with people who do not agree with you. When you are poor, you are forced to interact. But when you become the A side of life, when you're at the absolute upper echelon, you can set the world on fire and ignore them. It doesn't matter. Your money is secure, your family is secure, your life is secure. It doesn't matter how mad people get at you, and it doesn't matter that you do not interact with these people. So I have some standards for who I talk to and why. And one of those standards is in relation to strength. And I'm gonna, from a position of authority, because I don't owe you any kind of explanation, explain to you why I do not like weak people. If you're weak and you're trying to get stronger, that's forgivable. But the people who remain weak or who pretend that physical strength is not important are the worst people. So we're going to talk about what I have in my experiences from weak people, what happens when you interact with weak people, and what I would predict for the future based on my previous experiences. And I hope you can all learn something about this. And hope you can learn something and curate your circle and curate your life accordingly. The simple explanation for why I have a disdain for weak people is that they are liars. And anybody inside of your internal circle should never be a liar. You can have people who disagree with you. You can have people who perhaps do not share your worldview, but they should at least be honest, because lying is treachery. And weak people are always lying to themselves. So how can you expect them to tell you the truth? Let's analyze that again. If somebody is constantly lying to themselves, how can you expect them to be honest with you? They lie because their entire worldview and all of their self-esteem is built on a lie. Lies are all they know. Weak people will pretend that strength is not important. This is a huge leap. This takes incredible courage. They say, we don't live in the caveman days. You're right, we don't. It doesn't matter, but it does matter. I'm going to discuss why it matters. But the fact that they will bend reality to avoid them having to put in some effort is actually a huge red flag. When I see somebody who is not strong and not interested in getting strong, I know that their word doesn't mean anything because they've been lying to themselves their entire life. So I don't trust them. Another reason I do not trust them: the forces which are externally applied by your enemies and by life. Meaning they are likely to betray you. If your friend is strong and he is dragged into a police interview, he is less likely to bend, break, or sell you out than if he was weak, because a weak person is afraid of persecution. A weak person is afraid of consequences. So a weak person is more likely to bend and break in the scenario as opposed to a strong person. A strong person knows they can handle. They understand that being honorable will be rewarded karmically by God, and they can handle the consequences of doing that. If you can't handle the consequences of being honorable, how can you ever be expected to act honorable? So weak people are great when everything is great, but they are useless when times get hard. And ask yourself, do you want friends who are great when things are great? Or do you want friends who are there when times are hard? If your life's already going well and everything's going great, what do you need them for? You want to go drinking? You want to party? You want to laugh? You want to be a bunch of clowns and achieve very little? Because when times are going well, when everything is perfect, that's when you enjoy the hedonistic side of life. You don't grow as a person. Often you don't achieve so much. You're only achieving and growing as a person during the most difficult times in your life. When things are going perfectly, that's when it's all just a clown show. Do you want friends who are capable clowns, but are completely useless in a war? If you do, then perhaps you are that type of person, because birds of a feather flock together. If you're the kind of person who thinks it's okay to have friends which are only useful during the best times of your life for entertainment, and provide no utility during the worst times in your life, then perhaps you are one of those types of people. Another reason I don't like weak people is they're broadcasting to the world that they lack discipline. Because the great thing about strength is that it's actually very easy to achieve. You don't need any fancy program. You don't need any fancy lesson. You need to pick something up and put it down over and over until you project strength. Truthfully, anybody knows what it takes to get strong. So let's analyze as professionals. If everybody understands what it takes to get strong, and they understand that they are viewed differently for being strong, and that they are viewed in a positive light for being strong, and still refuses to become strong, they are telling you that they lack dedication, they lack the motivation required to do hard things, and that when the going gets tough, they quit. That's what they are saying to you, and you can instantly see it, whether they want to say it or not. That's what they broadcast permanently. It doesn't matter if it's a business discussion. It doesn't matter if it's a fitness discussion. It doesn't matter. When you see a big, strong man, you know he has at least the qualities of dedication. You know he is prepared to push past a certain point where most people would quit. You know he's the kind of person who understands how important it is to be seen in a certain way, so they're protective of their reputation, that they're proud of themselves. If I was obese, saying the exact same things I was saying to you, you wouldn't listen. You are here because you know I understand the tenets of strength, and I understand the tenets of discipline. In your circle that is struggling with an addiction, as a good friend, perhaps you can try and help them. But if they continue to struggle with this addiction, if their mind is so weak that they are controlled by this substance, whatever it is, will they sell you out for this substance sooner or later? Why are you trying to help this person and have this monumental liability near you? If I had somebody near me who was depressed, could I trust them? Could I trust them if things got hard? Could I trust them with money? Do you think they're going to do the right things for me and my life and our mission? Can you trust somebody who cannot control their own mind? There are people out there which are so mentally weak, they will think of a thought, and that thought will destroy them. They will have a thought that they create in their own mind themselves. It's in their head. And instead of turning it off or fixing it, they will allow it to fester to the point where their body and their life degrades, and they will be defeated by their own thought. Can you trust somebody who is that weak? I would argue, over knowledge, you want intention and work ethic. If you said to me, Andrew, we have to do something difficult, You have to become marine biologists. This person is already a marine biologist or has a good knowledge of marine biology, but is overweight and lazy. This person knows nothing, but is a professional fighter and all he's ever known is hard work. I'd choose the hard worker. We can catch up on the knowledge. Over time, the hard work compounds. That's why I've never lost. I've launched companies I know nothing about. Elon has put rockets in space. He knew nothing about rockets, but he works hard. Hard work over knowledge in all ways, all the time. So when you find people who are not prepared to work hard, what does that say about them? Do you need them in your life at all, ever? Life is risk reward. As a professional, and I try and explain this to people all of the time, you have to make decisions for risk reward. If there is a 10% reward for said action and a 5% risk, then it's worth it. If there is a 4% reward and a 5% risk, it is not worth it. So risk reward, a weak friend is giving you what? Entertainment. Well, the world's pretty entertaining now. You should be very busy. You shouldn't need entertainment. So the reward is quite low, but the risk is monumental. Because if these people decide to betray you, you'll be monumentally surprised by how far a weak man will go for a little bit of money or a little bit of this. You'll be extremely surprised. And by extension, by logical extension, why you would be prepared to be seen as weak, knowing that people who understand this about the world no longer trust you. Don't you, as a full-grown man, want to be seen as trustworthy? Let's analyze this. You walk in, your head's up, firm handshake. What is that all about? Well, that's about proving and trying to elicit trust. You want to be trusted. That's what business meetings are all about with the firm handshake. You don't give a little soppy handshake for a reason. You don't want to project weakness. Because weakness is known universally across all cultures, across all periods of time. Weakness was a bad thing. There has never been, until this modern world, which is of course inversed absolutely. There has never been in any period of human history across any culture where weak men were celebrated above the strong men, ever. It has never been respected. It has never been good, ever. And you're choosing that team, why? My point is, I don't understand, or I don't fathom the concept of fun. I don't wake up and think, what can I do for fun? I don't wake up and think, what is fun? I want fun. That never crossed me. I wake up and think, I have things to do. If I don't have things to do, I'll find things to do. You can always do more work. There's no such thing as no work to do. After this podcast is done, you can release it. And you can make X amounts of clips. That's going to be done. And then you could watch it back and you could analyze every word you've ever said. And you could find a way to say it differently. You can look at dictionary and find new words. And you can learn them and you can memorize them. Then you could sit down and you could rehearse it and use those words and sentences to make sure you pronounce them correctly and you don't make any mistakes. Then you could always do more work from the same thing. The work is never ending. The money is never ending.
So you have to find joy in your work.
You have to find purpose at least. I don't know if I even find joy in my work because I'm stressed and annoyed. I'm furious all the time. What do you mean we've made $1.3 million today? It's a joke. Flip the computer. But you have to conquer the earth. Let's talk about this. Why did Genghis Khan wake up and think, you know what can I do for fun? Well, I can play this instrument. That shit. Play the instrument for me. Diddle-dee-dee-dee. Boring. Okay, let me f this girl. Girl, kid number 84. Boring. What's there to do? You know what, guys? Let's all get our horses and let's just ride over there and whatever we find, let's just take it. Why? Because it's the instinct to conquer. It's inside of a man. It's been dumbed down by the Matrix. They try and numb you. They numb you with entertainment. They try and put you in the festival crowd. They numb you with shit food. They numb you with depression, all this other garbage. But truthfully, if you're a man, you look in the mirror, what will make me happy? My empire will make me happy. That's why Alexander the Great did what he did, and Julius Caesar did what he did, and Genghis Khan did what he did. They didn't have Google Maps. They didn't know where they were going. They just said, no, we've decided we're going to go take shit from other people and show we're the best. And that's what we're doing now, the successful men at least, in a financial sense. Why am I making money? I have nothing to buy. There's nothing to buy. I have it all. I have 4 Kernan's eggs, a Rimac, a Bugatti, 53 other cars, 40 properties. There's nothing to buy. I'm just taking it from other people. I'm winning the game. I'm conquering. And that's what I think truly is going to give you purpose in life. It's just conquest. Men have always been this way. That's why war was even happening in the first place. The Mongols raided Vienna. How long does it take to ride from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, on a horse to Vienna, Austria, across all of Siberia? And they were still mad enough and bored enough to go, nah, we need that city over there. That's the masculine essence, and it's been numbed down inside of people. Do you think they were ever considering fun at any point during this conquest? Because I don't think they were.
Well, do you think they were just trying to dominate others?
I don't think it's about trying to dominate. I think that inside of every single man, there's a God-given. I think that the entire world was built by this God-given drive to conquer. And to conquer doesn't always mean dominate others. You can conquer the sky by building a skyscraper. You can conquer by building roads. You can conquer by construction, not only by destruction. You conquer by turning up to a new territory and having a beautiful family and creating children. I think that's inside of every single man. I think it's been dumbed down by the Matrix, but I'm uninterested in fun. I don't understand the concept of fun. Fun is for women and children. All the women around me have fun. Last night, I went to a restaurant. My brother and I, 3 or 4 friends, maybe 25 of the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your life. We sit down at this table, all this fancy food comes, all these bottles of champagne come. Everyone comes, the girls are laughing, drinking, everyone's having fun. Never at any point during the entire experience did I have any fun. I sat down on my phone, checked how much money I had, again, did some work, replied to important people, spoke to my fight coach about training and important things, spoke to the war room about important things in conquest, spoke to my legal team. Everyone around me is having fun. I'm getting things done. Looks like I'm having fun. But never did I ever for a second feel fun. And I didn't want to. I didn't try and join in the fun. I didn't try and go, yeah. No. I pay for it all. You all have fun. I'm going to do this. And I say this. I say this all the time to the people I care about. Your life is fun and my life is stress, but you are mine. That's how it works. You're my woman, so you're allowed to have fun. And my life is going to stay stressed, but you are mine. I have my fun via proxy by making sure everybody I love have fun. I don't want any fun.
So you have fun and provide it.
I provide fun, but I don't have any fun. I don't even have fun in providing fun. It's just my obligation. Everyone around me has fun. I'm working.
Do you have friends?
A few.
Because it's
am I hard to like? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Like genuinely like
being
friends
in the
around
position
you.
that you are, you obviously it's very difficult. A lot of people are gonna be around you for clout, for money. You know, they're just gonna abuse you at some
Like
point.
people you consider friends,
But-
you know? Obviously everyone is, you ask anyone that's met you once, oh yeah, I'm Andrew's friend, like he's my guy, you know?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. I have a very small circle, but every single one of my friends has a utility. Like we're all very capable individuals. We're all doing very important things. We all help each other and aid each other in different ways.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends just to sit around and talk shit and do nothing.
Yeah.
So I guess in many ways people would say, oh, well, Andrew, you have family and business partners, but I consider them my friends. We have a very small network of 5, maybe 6 people, and yeah, they're my friends. I'm not the kind of person who can fall victim to some random stroking my ego, and I'm not a dummy. Like I know a lot of people get rich and they're dummies. That's not me.
You don't have yes men around you.
I don't have any new friends. I have the same circle I've always had. In fact, it's getting smaller by the day. It gets smaller, not bigger. I don't have these random friends I party with. None of this kind of crap.
What would it take to be Andrew Tate's friend?
You'd have to be useful to me because I think every single relationship in the world needs to be a value exchange.
Yeah.
I provide value by default by being me. That's who I am. I'm a capable and competent individual.
Yeah.
If you're going to be my friend, you need to provide some value to my life. Now, a lot of people, when they have friends, the value that's provided by their friend is that their friend makes them laugh or that their friend is funny. Well, I don't need that crap. I'm busy, right? So I need someone who's actually useful to me at real things. So, no, but it's true. And it's not a shallow way to look at it because people say that's shallow. Not at all. I think that in true friendship, in true relationships, whether it's man-woman or man-man or woman-woman, there needs to be an exchange of value. People need to both gain and receive value, and that's how you build true friendships. So you need to become useful to me. And the problem with doing that is that I already have extremely useful people around me who can already do everything. I don't really need friends. I don't need anybody. So when someone comes and goes, hey, I'd love to know you, why? What do you want to do? Sit around, talk shit? Like what? What do you want to do?
It's more like, hey,
what do you want to do? Like I'm trying to do X, Y, Z. I'm fighting the Matrix. Can you fight the Matrix? Can you fight? Balenciaga are coming. Can you shoot? Like, if they can't do anything, I don't want to hang around with these people.
Now, okay, this is a question I really want to know. How many people on this earth do you trust? And I mean fully and utterly trust with your life.
4.
That's more than I expected.
No, but you know what's actually kind of funny?
What?
There are people you can trust with your life, but you couldn't trust with women.
Okay.
And there's people you could trust with your life that you couldn't trust with money. I'm telling you, this is true. I know guys right now who will go to war with me and die on the street beside me in a knife fight, but I would never lend him 100 pounds. So it's difficult. So when you're saying trust, you mean completely trust in all realms?
Yeah.
That would be about 4. But if I had to raise an army in certain spheres, I might be able to stretch that to 10.
Yeah.
But that's about it.